enthusiasts, how are you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. So in today's video, we're going to be repairing or replacing the Flitch panel on the Racing Green. This is a Magnum panel. These are actually pretty good and I've fitted one on the other side. And if you want to watch those videos, I'll stick a link up somewhere. But this is quite a tricky job to do this. It's quite a complicated panel because there's quite a lot of other parts of the car that are welded to this Flitch panel. But the one that's on the car is really badly corroded. It's in a real mess. So let me show you what it looks like. So this is what we're up against. Obviously down the bottom here, it's pretty bad. But you can see right up to the hinge panel. Luckily, I think, same as on the other side, the hinge panel is going to be okay. It's made of quite thick metal, the hinge panel, because obviously it carries the weight of the door. But again, like the other side, the bad bit is up the top here. So that's up the top. It's corroded away some of the closing panel up there. And yeah, it's just not great at all. The disappointing bit, same as on the other side, this scuttle panel is pretty good. It's not really corroded, little bit of bubbling around here, but it is salvageable. But unfortunately, to get right up the top there, we're going to have to take the scuttle panel out. I could get a repair section for it, but to be honest, I'm probably not going to muck around. I'm probably going to replace the whole scuttle panel. So yes, that'll be in today's video. I think the first thing we're going to do is get it all cut out, have a bit of a clean up, and then kind of take it from there.
Hey Mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're all well and I hope you're having a great day. I thought I'd add a bit of narration into this week's video, just to change things up a little bit. And we've also got a bit of background music today, really because most of the video today is cutting and grinding and it sounds quite horrible. I'll try and mix things up a little bit. I know people don't always like music and people don't also like the background noises, so it's difficult to please everyone. So when and if I can, I'll try and mix it up a bit. Obviously, if you don't like this music, if it's not to your taste, remember there is a volume button, you can turn it down. I do struggle finding music for the videos. It needs to be copyright free, it needs to be roughly the same length, and YouTube actually has a bit of a problem where you get scammers coming in trying to claim the music is their own and trying to claim copyright against your video, basically to get the ad revenue. But most of the time, in fact all of the time, it's a scam. I always use copyright free music and it really gets frustrating because, oops, luckily the camera was okay. Yes, like I say, it can get frustrating because I'll get 20 to 30 copyright claims a month, all of which are scamming, trying to get ad revenue from your videos, and you have to go in and defend them. It takes up quite a bit of time. So from my perspective, not using music actually makes it a lot easier. But like I say, sometimes the videos can be a bit boring and the background noises aren't nice. So this Flitch panel, like I said at the beginning of the video, it was a bit of a mess. So getting it off, taking it off the car is not too bad because, as you can see, it mostly just fell off. Bit of drilling and chiseling here and there to get spot welds out. Thank you to everyone that leaves comments, and thanks for coming back each week and watching the videos. As I've said before, I really do appreciate it. It keeps me going and gives me a bit of motivation to get out in the garage and get stuff done. Of all the restoration work I've done on the channel, between myself and Mark, this is probably the slowest of them all. Although, actually, I think the Cooper S is probably up there and competing, but at the start of this project, as I said, I plan to keep this car. It's quite special. I've already spent far too much money on it to consider selling it, so I'm doing it at my own pace, and I don't mind whether, you know, it takes me a year, 18 months to finish it. I just want it to be to a good standard. As you can see, now we've got that rusty Flitch panel out, the inside of the hinge panel and that are actually not in bad condition, which I was quite surprised about. Now really it's just a case of cleaning up all the metal, getting it ready to weld the new Flitch panel in, and then obviously once it's all cleaned up, I'll then line the Flitch panel up and mark it up and get it cut. Just going along there, straightening up and dollying the edges from where I've had to go through it with a hammer and chisel, because it does bend and stretch the metal and gets it a bit out of shape. But like I said, as you can see, I'm cleaning it off here and we've got back to where there's good metal, which makes it so much easier to weld. If you're doing any work in this sort of near side corner of that scuttle and the A-post, there is the wiring loom that runs up that side over the roof to the back for the rear lights and everything else, so you need to make sure that you don't damage that when cutting or welding. So this time lapse is filmed at 8 times normal speed. So if you're wondering how long this is taking, yes, it's 8 times. There obviously are some bits which get cut out in the edit, so there's probably, you know, a few minutes here and there that don't get included. Another little tip for you that you might find useful: people in the past have asked if I could slow down the videos because they don't like the time lapse. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner on the video settings, you can change the playback speed to 1/4, and by doing that it will pretty much show you the action in real time. Don't ask me how it works out with the frame rates and everything like that, but trust me, if you put it on 1/4 speed, that's pretty much normal time.
Right then. So, a load of rusty old metal cut out. That's obviously the main part of the Flitch panel. And to be honest, it wasn't too difficult to get out because it was so rusty. Yeah, the rustier it is, the easier it comes off. Some tricky bits though, where the spot welds are, they're alright because you can usually see them and drill them. But you get bits which are seam welded at the top here. So this is where the fresh air vent goes at the top. And there's like the, it's not the upper dash rail. It's the, I can't remember what it's called now. It's like the front parcel shelf rail welds on and it's seam welded from the inside. So yeah, there's our closing panel. And obviously corner of the scuttle panel, which isn't too bad. Although it has rotted through at the bottom there, to be honest. I always keep hold of the old bits of metal just in case you need to reference anything. And that is the very top. Right at the top, I'll show you on the car. Now at the end there, I was putting on some rust treatment. I usually use Hammerite Cure Rust. This stuff, it's a brand new bottle there. And I've used that for years. It works pretty well, but I did notice the last time I used that on the seals and I'd left it a few weeks, the rust had come back through. So, yeah. So actually it was Mark Simpson at Simpson's Classics mentioned this. And I thought I'd just give it a try. He thought it was much, much better. But maybe I'll do some side-by-side testing actually and get a rusty bit of mild steel, put it on and leave it outside for a few months and see what it comes out like with both on there. So let's have a look at the car then. So obviously we've got everything cut out now. Where this rust preventer stuff is on there, where I'm going to weld, I will need to clean back off again because you need electrical conductance, so we will have to clean off again. The only bit, this is split here, but that's no problem to be honest. That'll just get seam welded back on the car. But apart from that, it's not too bad up inside the cavity in here. Not too bad at all. So let me just grab the repair panel. Can't remember where it is. Found it. So there's our repair panel. And that will obviously go in there. We're obviously not going to be using the whole panel. We're going to trim it down a little bit. What you will notice is that we get a gap at the top here, which I'll just have to make a piece to go in there. These repair panels never go right to the top. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. Just a quick one really. Please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to ask me a question or leave some words of encouragement. I really do appreciate it. I read all the comments. And if you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing.